And again, it was so fun to be back inside this building with people and really been able to watch these kids who have put in so much work and time to now underneath the lights go out there and perform. I was pleased in a lot of areas. Again, I've said this is obviously the deepest team we've had since I've been here. So now you can bring that second group and really there's not a drop off where before we had a huge drop off. And now they can sustain and make runs themselves. But obviously, of just watching our team compete, that's really exciting for the growth of our program. The way we rebounded the ball today, again, it's been a long time since I've had 58 rebounds. Again, I wish we had more of those that were finished, and we're going to go back to the drawing boards and work on that. But we have to be relentless rebounders in order to compete in this league and do what we need to do. And they proved that today. Obviously, these two, I think the improvement in their games really adds such a huge positive to our basketball team. Obviously, we're putting a lot of pressure on Jayla to be our number one option, to be our go-to player, and she showed that for a long time today of what she has to do. Emy having to move to a point guard position and handling that role and really controlling the pace, the tempo of the game, and what she did defensively to them was really exciting for me to watch her grow in that spot for us and being such a huge force on both ends of the court. And I think got her a career high and the whole works. So good job. But what questions, thoughts do you guys have for me or one of these two great student athletes?
Well, you only have two new faces on this team coming back from last year. So what does that experience do for this team this year?
Well, it's everything, and again, you always say that you can't teach experience until they go through it, and you want to try to get old and stay old. And now we finally have 8 juniors and seniors, and just again, before you were trying to teach them so much, and they had no idea what you were talking about or why it was important, and now they know. Now they've been through the wars, they know what it takes. Now whenever you say something, then now they can respond and now they can do it. And so that as a coach is huge. We still talk so much about fundamentals, and that's the biggest thing is you got to jump to the ball, and now they know why. Rather than just what are you even talking about. Now they understand that. But yeah, we can add that next layer of skill, that next layer of execution. All of those were last year we were just trying to hope and pray that shots went in and you could go, rather than now we can D people up for a long time. We can rebound with most teams in the country. So it's a huge positive to have players that understand it and can do it.
That's obviously the goal is just to win, but to see everybody get in the game and all contribute. I think everyone that touched the court scored and got at least a rebound. Not just to have the people that are capable of being on the court, but also produce. I don't know. What does that kind of say to you about
Well, 2 days ago, I still didn't know who I was going to start. And so I love that competition, is that we can now put 2 teams against each other and it be competitive, where before we couldn't do that. And so that makes me feel as a coach that if I need to put what I think is my 12th player on the floor, they can produce, and they can, they're having to go in the post, they're having to go against Rita every day. So you can get that and just having that competition every day. And whenever I put someone in, is I know they're going to battle for it. And, we talk about the minutes you get, you got to go and try to get more. And if you do the job and you rebound well, you're going to have a chance to stay out there longer.
Speaking of those 2 newcomers, both of them stepped up in a big way today. What can you say about that?
Yeah, obviously Mary Dunn, that 6-year experience, and I think she almost had a double-double today in her first game with us, and I think she had such a positive spark to us. I think she's a great counter to Rita. Her ability to shoot it, and you didn't get to see as much of that today, but I really think she can help us, and just her maturity, and these kids have in a short time have bought into her, and she's goofy and funny and a really great addition to our basketball team. And then I hope you were able to see some of the potential of Malia Johnson, and I think she's going to be a warrior for us, and I think she's got a great skill set. She's a great athlete, and again, that coast-to-coast pass she almost caught today, there were glimpses of like, whoa, that kid's going to do some great stuff for us. And she's somebody that, I always say freshmen, those that want to be perfect, struggle the most. Is that if you're trying to be perfect, and she is a kid who will listen and go, and then she'll figure it out on the fly. But if you say cut to the butt, she'll go, and that's why she's gonna have a chance to help us.
Jayla, you over the summer were really working on being that three-dimensional scorer. Just to see the ball go in on all three levels, just how much confidence does that give you in that your process is working?
A lot of confidence. I feel like we work on it every day. So just seeing that when I get out on the back, like at game time, like to see that it's like translated over to the game, I think I'm doing a good process. Yeah. Sorry, Coach.
No, that's good. Exactly. No, that's great. And again, to see her, and I've talked to Jayla that she needs to get between 15 and 20 shots a game. And, on those three levels, and to see her get 5 threes and get to the free throw line 6 times, like she has to do that. And I think our team is unselfish and know that Jayla has to do that. Sometimes I get mad at Jayla because, she's too unselfish. That she's trying to, no, you got to go be our first option, and they have to take that away. Then other players can go off of that, and she's having to develop that and learn that. But today she was our number 1 option.
Jayla, how comfortable are you as a passer? You tried to make 2 very long passes, hit on one of them to Emy. How has that grown in your game as well?
Super comfortable. I think the more I'm trusting them, the more I'm learning how to get the ball to them. I feel like every day after practice, we're working on some type of passing. So just knowing that like I can throw that pass and I know who can go get it, yeah.
Yeah, and again, between these two, 6 assists, no turnovers. I'll take that any day of the week from 2 of my best guards. So,
Emy, sorry. Your season high last year was 10 points, and today you scored, I think, 13 or 15 today. So how does that feel from your point of view, like going in, contributing on the offensive side?
Yeah, I definitely worked hard over the summer to really shift my focus from like point guard, from 2 guard to point guard, and I feel like I'm way more comfortable in the point guard position, like finding my shots and the balance between my shots and leading the teams in like plays and stuff. So I feel like that's most what translated now to the game, the comfortableness in being a point guard and finding my shots in it.
I tell you too, Amy's confidence too has grown immensely, and and that's I think she was last year didn't really know, and this year it doesn't matter what I throw at her, she comes back the next day, and that's a huge growth for her and being able to contribute at this level.
Emy, what gives you confidence? You mentioned you just heard Lance mention the confidence that you have. Just what gives you that confidence to go out there and succeed?
Well, that the team trusts me. I used to focus a lot on mistakes, but over the years I've learned that they don't care about mistakes. I don't need to care about mistakes. I just need to find the next. Coach White always says, go to the next. So that's what my focus is on now. Like, they trust me to do well, and I need to trust myself to do well, just like my teammates do.
Amy, about that missed shot. No, I'm joking.
I was like, missed shot.
You're like, I didn't miss one. I only missed one.
What is different from a player's perspective? What's different about this team? What that hasn't maybe been there in the first couple of years?
Definitely chemistry. I think our chemistry has never been this good in the last couple of years, and that comes with like being the same team as last year, except for 2 people. But they like came into the team, we took them up, and the chemistry is great. Like, we have a good balance in like getting after each other, but also like helping each other up. Like, we duck our heads way less than last year, and we can find each other in low moments really well.
Do you guys find yourself feeding off Jayla's confidence?
Definitely. If she hits that shot in somebody's face, if she's waving that 3, we all go yelling after her, and we just like feel that energy. Definitely.
Coach, Strother left the game earlier with a leg injury. Is there any update on her?
Yeah, just cramped up. Yeah, just probably didn't drink enough fluids and some of that stuff. But no, she's fine, and I could have went back to her, but just let her want to see some of those other kids perform and play. But yeah, and again, we named Jayla and AB and Day as our captains before the game, and again, I challenged those kids to give us a fearlessness. and that we can win. And and to see them and exactly what Amy just said of they have to do that and give us that confidence, and then that other group being able to come in behind them is really, as a coach, to see that developing and evolving into who we are has been really good.
And and Harris, Azasia, and Prava, they didn't see any time they didn't suit up. Is there any update on them? Maybe they'll see the court this year or something?
Yep, no, absolutely. They're both starting. Cynthia's obviously coming back from ACL surgery, but she's really close. She's about to start practicing with us again, and she can do some 5-on-0 stuff. And then Day is going to be here quick. Hopefully, we'll get her some minutes here in the next week or so, and then seeing how she progresses from there. But yeah, she's day to day. And no pun intended, day to day. But again, she's really close. And then C will be here by January. We hope somewhere for ACC play.
Does that add to your excitement almost? Because obviously Day was a huge player for you guys last year too. Seeing what this group is capable of, even with missing parts.
Yeah. And we're different. Is that I think for you guys to watch us is that we're a different basketball team than we were a year ago. And what Amy and Day and AB had to do as freshmen and sophomores, they don't have to do as juniors. And so it's been interesting to watch Day in practice of, again, for us in those first 2 years, Day and Amy had to hit a lot of home runs. And they had to go, and baseball, wherever, that they had to go, and whatever they did, okay, that's good enough because at least we got a shot at. Now we can work for a great shot. And so watching her develop into that's going to be fun. But again, obviously to have those attackers that bring in that firepower that Day brings will really help us overall.
How much are you guys feeding off of? Because obviously the outside attention to this program, is what it is.
Yeah.
How much are you feeding off of maybe doubters on the outside or whatever, or are you paying attention to that at all? Is it really just proving it for yourselves?
I'll let y'all answer it. Y'all
whoever,
it all.
I don't pay attention to any of it. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people look at the negatives, but they don't look at the positives. I feel like I feel like this is the happiest I've been, honestly. Mm-hmm. So it's like the negativity don't really bother me because they're not with us. I'm only worried about the group of girls that I'm playing with that I can better the situation with. So like I never pay attention to outside noise.
Yeah, and even like the preseason polls and all, it doesn't matter. You have to prove it on the court, and that's what we work on every day. I feel like it's only motivating us that they're ranking us low. Like we don't care. Like it's within the court, and that's what we do.
Yeah. No, and I'm the same. I don't really care about what other people think. I see what we do in practice every day. See what we've done in the summer to fall, and we got a team that can compete. Mm-hmm. And and that's where those first 2 years I couldn't say that. This year I can say we can compete. And now they have to go prove in games that we're in, we have to go win. And last year we were in a lot of games, we couldn't win them. Now you got to be in them, and then you got to win them. And then we'll take our chances with those big dogs, and hopefully steal a couple of those. But it's in those moments whenever you got a chance to go win, you have to win those games.
Lance, along those lines, you mentioned that you really enjoy coaching these girls that maybe you didn't before. What's the adjustment been like for you? Not like that, Lance. I mean, in terms of just being able to coach them firmly and being able to coach them the way you see. Just what's the adjustment been like to do that and make you energized every day?
No, it's finally, again, those first 2 years was so much on getting them to understand. And I was saying stuff they had no idea. They didn't know the level. Didn't know what it was going to take, and they're like, Coach, I'm working harder than I've ever worked, and you're saying it's still not good enough. Now they know no, and now whenever I get after them, they understand that it's not personal. It's that you have to raise your level on the court. What I do with them off the court and those types of relationships are really important that they grow and develop as young women. But on the court now, I've been able to finally be able to hold them accountable to a different standard. And that's what I get excited about. But I love coaching this group because they will compete. And that's every day in practice, they are coming at it.
For both of you, conversely, what is it like for you seeing the energy that the staff brings, and how much does that bring you both extra energy?
To take it away.
Okay. They always had a lot of energy. So, but it was just often like, I feel like we're more player led this year than we were before. Like before we would come and practice and the coaches really had to like tell us like, come on guys, talk, energy, everything. And this year we made it an emphasis over the summer to really make it a player-led team so the coaches can step back a little.
Coaches can shut up.
Jayla says that often. Sometimes it's like, Coach, we got it. So that is definitely, like, we create more our own energy, and then adding the coach to that is just amazing feeling.
And that excites me. Again, whenever Jayla tells me to shut up, I got it. I feel
it.
great. You tell me what you tell
I
me.
got it.
I got it. Can you give me the hand?
Yeah.
The hand, it's the hand.
The hand is shut up, coach.
You mentioned AB as a captain. She was energetic on all ends of the court. What do you, for those who don't necessarily understand exactly what she brings to the team, can you explain that for us? Just how big of a piece is AB?
Yeah, no, she is the heartbeat of our team. She's the hardest worker, the most. I mean, it's all the little things, and and that's what she brings, and obviously her ability to move now from a 4-player to a guard has really helped us. But again, her ability to rebound the ball, defend, to run, it's just all of the little things, and then is that she's the biggest pleaser on our team, is that she wants to please our coaching staff and these young women in everything that she does. And, and so that's who you want to be about and who you want to be surrounded with. And so, but she's the heartbeat of what we're able to do. She's going to set the biggest screen. She's going to go rebound the full out of it. And so, yeah, that's what she brings. Anything else?